Okay. It's Red Devil Studios. It's Old Man G here. Back to you again today with some more news for this discussion to dissect and discuss. So, what we're going to talk about today is one matter. To matter or matter, that is the question. Um, Basically, story in the Daily Mail, an exclusive in the Daily Mirror, sorry, um, suggesting that Juan Mata is basically close to signing a new contract at Manchester United. Um, Now, the Daily Mirror, reliable, here or there. The claim is exclusive. Okay, so it's a UK newspaper for those who aren't aware. Um, but really, they're basically saying that Juan Mata is close. Sans have been negotiating to basically being offered and accepting a new contract deal at Manchester United Football Club. Now we know things have been quiet around Juan Mata. Obviously, Ander Herrera, it looks like he's probably going to PSG. David De Gea looks like he's still not wanting to accept a new contract. So with Juan Mata, things have been quite quiet. Um, and that leads me to believe that there is a chance that he is going to accept a new contract at Manchester United. Although it certainly seems that he's not being ushered out of Manchester United, from the impression that I get anyway. So the question becomes, okay, should we be keeping Juan Mata? Now, I love Juan Mata. I think Juan Mata is a brilliant player. I actually think that we misused him at Manchester United. I don't think we got the best potential out of him, to be honest. He's quite a creative player, a hard-working player, and does a lot for charity as well. Um, Despite that, I did think last season he was off a yard of pace, and really, given the football that Ollie wants to play, I'm just not sure whether Mata can really press and harass defenders and he can provide the creativity, but I just don't know whether in this style of Ollie's play whether Juan Mata fits and whether Mata has the pace to be able to do it. I don't know. Now possibly maybe a good preseason, a good preseason, maybe we might be able to get a year or 2 years, but he's 31. He's definitely not in his prime. I'm interested to see how long we'd agree this extension. Is this a year, 3 years? Because in 3 years he'll be what, 34? And again, Manchester United, he's on. I think reports the Daily Mirror says anyway 140,000 a week, which is quite a lot of money. So if we're keeping Juan Mata, does that mean that we're not going to be signing? And these are the ramifications here when it comes to signing other players, because people often think about signing players, just go out, just buy players and stuff, but they forget that a lot of Manchester United players are on good contracts with wages, and you can't just assign players and just add them to your wage bill without offloading players. And the impression I'm getting is that we haven't really been offloading a lot. I mean, aside from Antonio Valencia, and what looks like Ander Herrera, okay, we did get rid of Fellaini in January. A lot of the in quote deadwood in Manchester United is still around. Now, I think it's a bit harsh to say that Mata is deadwood, but I just think that you know, I'm just trying to see how he will fit. Even under Oli this season, it was very difficult to see how Juan Mata fitted in the system that Oli was doing. It just didn't look like he was fitting in the system. And I think that if Ollie's being backed, and again as I said in previous videos, I'm just not 100% sure that Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer is being backed right now. I see a lot of bids, a lot of discussion, a lot of transfer activity, a lot of players into Manchester United, but in terms of strong, substantial things, which is one of the reasons why I'm not posting a video every day about Manchester United linked to this, Manchester linked to that, because frankly, Manchester United are linked to pretty much every single player on the planet at one point, and just doing a video on everything that's only just speculation rumors would be foolhardy. So I'd rather have discussions when we have official confirmation that we have signed a particular player like Daniel James or potentially Wan Bissaka. We'll see how that goes. When we get official confirmation that we've signed players, I will do videos based on discussions around the players and the benefit they'll bring to Manchester United as a football club. But hey, that's not off topic. We're talking about Juan Mata. Like I said, I don't know. He's certainly not one of the ones that is like really on high on my list that should go. Ashley Young and Phil Jones would be in that particular category, as would Valentin when he was going. But he's one where I just can't see a role for him as much on the pitch. People can say and talk about experience. Well, you also have to play well, and where was that experience last season when, we needed to grind and get a couple of good results to get in top four? The experience wasn't there, and we finished outside the top four. It's very, very disappointing, because we had top four in our hands and we blew it because the experienced players and the novice players didn't turn up, didn't perform, and we just can't have a repeat of that this season. So I really hope the preseason kicks these players up in the ass, and if Juan Mata is going to stay, it's the same thing with him as well. Again, lovely player, lovely person, lovely human being. On the field, we really need to get the ball rolling because, as I said in my previous videos, discussions, we have a difficult first set of games, to be honest. Chelsea at home, Wolves away, it's not easy. And if we're going to be, at the very least, getting into top four, we need to basically start well, and very well. Otherwise, I'm looking at some of these decisions, and my concern is that Ollie does not get the backing he needs. Manchester United drift further and further afield, and there's a possibility that Ollie could get sacked by Christmas time because we just won't have enough to compete. And I think people need to realise, yes, it's Manchester United, but if you compare, we can't even compare ourselves to City and Liverpool. They're streets ahead. But even other teams, we need to actually be looking at like the likes of Leicester, likes of Wolves, likes of Watford. Teams that are stable teams but have good quality players that can challenge, that can hurt. So we need to be careful that we're not now overtaken by those teams and just assume that because it's Manchester United and we're Manchester United that we're just going to just beat these teams and like have a comfortable ride to top four and a cup run. So we need to be careful, and in order for us to be careful, we need to one, have a good pre-season, but we also need to have the manager needs backing, and we need the right players, right positions. A good team usually has two good players in most positions, and players that can come off of the bench to make an impact. And as I said, I didn't say, but I posted one of some of the videos. I said, it's fair enough wanting Pogba and Lukaku, for example, to go, but if we don't actually replace them, then we are in a worse situation than this season. We are. Your opinion about Lukaku, many people have opinions about Lukaku not being good enough, and that's fair enough. But at the end of the day, he did score 21 goals, and if we don't replace him with someone who also scored goals, then there's a problem. Same thing with Pogba. Plenty of assists. Okay, great, get rid of them. Okay, we need to replace them with someone who will provide those assists. We can't replace them with nobody. And my concern with like Juan Mata signing a new contract is that, again, you're having situations where we're keeping players like we gave Phil Jones, we gave Chris Smalling new contracts, then letting players that we need to prove on go, and then it then means that we then have to, it makes life harder for us because we now need to say, right, okay, now I need to sign another forward, another midfield player, and that's not even including another a centre back, a right winger. You know what I mean? Like it's difficult, and we really need to just think about, do we really need to keep players like Matt, like Phil Jones, like Young, who are not prime and aren't the future, of Manchester United? Maybe in additional roles or coaching roles or senior roles in the club potentially, but on the field, I don't think so. I really don't think so. So like I said, I love Juan Mata, great player, great from prime. I do feel that we didn't really take advantage of him, but I just feel that if he does sign a contract extension, especially if that contract extension is up to 3 years, I just feel that that's not the best way forward for Manchester United. Anyway, thank you for listening, guys. Take care. This is Red Devil Studio, Old Man G speaking. Have a good evening. And yeah, I will be back with more videos soon. Peace.